questions that you should always ask yourself. And they're ones that, in our particular society and world, we have sort of numbed the power of these questions with lots of things. Whether it's all sorts of different choices of food, of games, of different things like that. We have a lot of busyness. And a lot of times we keep ourselves comfortable so that we don't ask the two questions. Who are you? Why are you here? Those questions are ones that from the very beginning of the creation of man and woman, those are the questions that we need to ask ourselves. Who are you? Why are you here? What's life really about? That's what the questions are about. And a lot of times we sort of go from one thing to another, and we sort of stay on this very surface level. And we have sort of goals, but if we really kind of think about these goals, if we aren't thinking about the deep questions, then the goals don't really mean anything. They're what we call vanity of vanity. They're, as later on it'll say here, it's like dust or the chasing of the wind. Like you're chasing after something that's dust in the wind. So think about yourself. Who are you? You might say, well, I'm such and such from this family. I go to school here, I'm a student. Maybe as you grow up, you might say, who am I? I'm a doctor, I'm a lawyer, I'm a baseball player, I'm, different things. But we always kind of just say, well, that's kind of what I do. I like baseball, I'm a person who likes ice cream, I like to hang out with my friends. All those things are sort of things around that are orbiting that deeper question of, well, who are you in your deepest self? Why are you here? Think about, what's your goal in life right now? Maybe it's to go to school right now and get a good job so you can make a lot of money. Okay? Well, what are you going to do with that money? Well, I'm going to make more money. Okay? I'm going to buy good food. Okay? But you know how food is. We eat it, it's wonderful, and then it's gone. And then we are hungry again. We're not satisfied with just good food. If our life is just about eating good food, then we're never going to be satisfied. We're always going to hunger, literally. Well, my goal is to become popular, to become famous, to become a Major League Baseball player, to become the best quarterback of the Bears or Packers, whichever side you're on. Okay? But that can be taken away just like that. You get an injury, you're out. At some point, you will retire. And then what? Is it just about having memories of great times? Do you see how if you really start thinking about why are you here and your goals in life, which all of those things can be very good, but if that's what you're focusing on as your main goal, it's something that will always let you down. Because if you even think about it, the very fact of our life, we don't live forever. The most certain thing about every single one of us is that at one point we're going to die. I mean, that sounds kind of morbid, but that is we have 100% mortality rate. That no one lives forever. And so this responsorial psalm today talks about teach us to number our days rightly, that we may gain wisdom of heart. So, probably most of us will live to our 80s, to our 90s. Maybe some of us will get to our 100s. But think about a year's 365 days and multiply that by, I don't know, 70 more years, 80 more years, and every single day you start subtracting one. Do you see how the time is ticking? And if you just live your life saying, well, it doesn't really matter, I'm just going to keep on living my life after this thing that I like, and this fad, and I want to be the most popular person, but then sooner or later, you're going to get old, and you're going to be on those final days of your life. And if all you were holding on to were these goals of becoming this, or becoming this, or becoming great, becoming the world's most powerful person in the world's most richest person, the world's person who has the best kind of food, the greatest sports player, whatever it is, and you just sort of get to that final moment in which time runs out, you never take any of that with you. You won't take your baseball bat. You won't take your favorite kind of ice cream. You won't take your popularity. You won't take your money. You won't take any of that. And you'll be before the Lord, and He'll ask you the question, why are you here? Who are you? And every single day from right now to that final moment when time runs out, you have the opportunity to learn how to respond. If you use every day wisely in your actions, in your words, and building that relationship with the one that is the only one that really matters, your relationship with God, then your very heart is being formed so that when you finally come before the Lord and He says, who are you? You're not going to come to Him saying, but look at all the money that I made. I did amazing things. Or look at, I'm the best baseball player ever. I have an entire museum named after me. And the Lord's like, well, where is that stuff? And you're like, well, I don't have it with me. And the Lord will look at you and say, who are you? Do you know who you are? Because if we hold on to all that saying, this is who I am, then we've in a sense lived our life in a way that is the greatest tragedy, because time runs out and we don't really know who we are or why we're here. But if we live our life now, wisely, in God, and in and under the mercy of God, in the way that we love one another, we're courageous in being that best version of ourselves, we will know who we are. We will say, I am your child. Everything in my heart was made for you, Lord. And now my heart, it's been restless in this world, but it will find rest in you. Why am I here in this world? To get to know you, to get to love you, to get to serve you in this world, so that I can be with you in the next world. That's why we're here. So think about, who are you? Why are you here? Every single day is ticking. Will you use your days wisely?